Good morning. It's Saturday, and I decided to start my daily walks on the beach. It's been warm enough the last week, but it's been raining. So today and yesterday were really, as of yesterday, the rain stopped. But it's finally warm enough to come down here. I mean, it's probably been warm enough for a while. I just mean with shorts and my tank top to get some sun. And for me, it's sort of this yearly ritual that I started a few years ago, where I just, as the summer comes in, I walk every day, every morning for sunrise. So I want to talk about making space making time to have space. And this is my space. So yes, it is about walking and moving and getting the exercise, but if I could do that anywhere, right? I could do that in my neighborhood, which I do the rest of the time of the year when it's a little too cold to come down here, or I do it on my walking pad. But there's just something different about the energy this time of year as we move into the summer. Obviously, it's beautiful and it's warm, but I love to make this space for myself to think. And I will just say that I probably come down here and walk about an hour. Sometimes I walk a little bit longer, depending on how far I go down to the end of the beach here. But I get a lot done during that hour. So I usually have my camera, not my camera, but my audio recorder on, and I just start talking. Since I'm a verbal processor, this is good. I work out so many different things, whether I'm working on the next program that I'm going to be offering in my business, if I'm doing chapters in my book, if I'm thinking about plans for something else, if I'm talking about the next retreat I want to go on or the next vacation I want to go on, if I'm doing some visioning of what I want my business to look like, what I want my life to look like. And I just have downloaded a lot of my big ideas down here. Now, obviously, I have an amazing beach to have this natural place where the ideas flow, but you don't have to have a beach in order to have space to get ideas. Just have to have some, for me, I have to have some quiet, and I may not even need quiet because a lot of times I'm channeling through my voice, but I need the nature. For me, I need nature. And I could go outside in my yard and sit out there and do some things, but I find that I get better ideas when I'm moving than when I'm just sitting. So like sitting and meditating, yes, I can do that. I find it a little harder. For me, I really enjoy the movement. It feels like it gives my body something to do, and as I'm in movement, things start to flow and come through me. And I have gotten my ideas for my time sliding. Like I said, I outlined and really wrote my entire book last summer. So this summer I'm working on refining it, and it has a little different twist to it. I think it needed that extra year of me shifting my business up a little bit. And I was just wondering why it was taking so long for this book to come out, because I can sit down and write a book in a month without any trouble. I could get things done very quickly, but the book just needed a little more percolating. So I want you to see how you can get your big ideas. What does your space look like, or your ritual look like? Perhaps sitting and meditating, or laying and meditating, or doing yoga, or just walking around the block, or gardening, or painting. there are many times I get the ideas, like in the shower, when I'm gardening, but I'm always doing something else, if that makes sense. I mean, sometimes I will get some ideas, and there have been times over the years where I did get some ideas while meditating. Most of the time I save that for the visioning. Here's what I want my business to look like. Here's what I want my life to look like. These are what I want my days to look like. I do a lot of breath work, and I do a lot of visioning and letting go of limiting beliefs and stuff during that time. So when I come to the beach, it feels like it's the open space, right? There's beauty all around me. There's the sound of the waves. I many times get my feet on the sand. Currently I'm walking in my walking shoes, but But yesterday I was here and I had my feet on the sand, and sometimes I will just at the end do that. So I'm connected to the earth. I'm connected basically to the four elements. I've got the sun for the fire, I've got the wind, I've got the water, and I've got the earth. Everything's right here for me, and so it works really well. And I just allow myself to sometimes I just turn my recorder on and I just start talking. Sometimes I know exactly what I want to talk through. You don't have to necessarily go down the beach talking to yourself. It could be just you're thinking, or you're just being, and you're just allowing things to come through that will come through. And I find it great. And once I get started, it becomes this routine where I just come every morning, and I look forward to it, because if I have anything that I have to work out, I know I have this space to work it out. And then when I go back to the office or go back to the home, then I start to do the implementation. So this becomes my sounding board. It becomes my think tank. And it becomes the place of the big ideas for me that I can just go, okay. And it feels so expansive, because it's this big, wide open beach. Let's see if I can, I don't think I can turn it, but I can show behind me, right? It's this big open beach. Of course, there's a few people and some dogs walking around, but I have plenty of space to just walk and do whatever I like. And I just go, right? It's this huge place of beauty and inspiration and motivation. And I look up at the sky, and it's just this huge expanse, right? There's not a lot of buildings or trees. Nothing's blocking my view. It's just this gorgeous space of nature and spirit and just me here. And it makes me feel a little humble, and my problems seem to shrink away a little bit. And it gets me in the right perspective of, hey, I am here to do big things too. And let's talk about some of these big things, right? That's what it feels like when I come down here. What are the things I'm to work on? And like I said, I use this energy of summer, and then I stop. But it's weird. It's like I just, probably the beginning of October, I just stopped coming as much. And I don't know. I never really thought about it before, but as I've been talking now about seasonal business and how you ride that wave of the energy, this is one of the things that I do daily. And I wanted to share it with you guys to see if there's something you could do in your space. You may not live by the beach, but is there a time where you could sit out in the sun, or you could do an outdoor activity of some kind? Because again, this pull of summer is about expanding, about going outward and using the energy that you have. The sun's energy is very masculine, it's very fire, and I feel like I've got to use this energy up. So what can you use your energy on in your life that's fun Maybe there's some summer activities. And what can you use your energy on in your business? How can we take this spark of the summer and ignite it and blow it out, right? And really get some things done, really get some things going in your business. This is the time to, as we're moving into summer, we're not quite there yet. We've got about 2 weeks, but I can feel it. It's really, I'm riding this wave already. All right, it's go time. The light is turning green, and it's time to hit that pedal and go. So I'd love to hear your comments if you feel similar about the summertime and how you get things done. And I will see you next time. Thanks.